What's happening? Am I live already? They don't even let you know if you're live or not. So yeah, you guys saw that. I'm walking over here. It's hot as hell. I'm sweaty. I'm grown now. See that beard? It's been growing it out, acting my age. I don't even know what that means, to act your age. Anyway, I know you guys saw that, right? I was denied a grant. It was a client that I applied for. And it's something that a lot of us are used to that, right? A lot of artists, writers, academics, a lot of people from our community, they go through so much of that. And it's even from grants that are created, they're supposed to be for us, right? And we hardly get those. And it doesn't matter how brilliant you are. It doesn't matter the people that you try to influence and how many people you have following you, how many people that think you're brilliant within the community. That doesn't mean shit to these institutions, even if they're ran by people like us, even if it's the same people as us, right? That doesn't mean shit. They usually get their friends. It's who you know about those things too, right? And it's hysterical to me that the person that sent me a link to that and told me to apply to it, what's happening, brother, was a judge from that from that grant. So it was turned down. And you know what's funny? What gets to me is that when I do work like that, it's usually trying to uplift other people in our community. Because the project that I pitched, right, it was a workshop, and I wanted to be recorded with people from our community, teaching them how to get published in mainstream or anywhere else, right? And that's something that we do need. That's something that's very important for our community, for our voices to be out there, and not just the same people that go through the same route of getting white validated, right? Because when you white validated by these institutions, you're not going to be showing, you're not going to be saying what you're really thinking. You're not going to be doing what you really want to do, right? So when you have people like me, that gets published everywhere, and they find out, oh shit, we shouldn't have published this guy because now he has a lot more pull than he should have had. Because now we can't even pull the rug from under him at this point because he already has a community that supports him. And you know what's funny too, that my own blog, right, and my own people, I have like, I don't know, 2,000 or 3,000 people in my social, that's on Facebook actually. I have so many different pages too. So I have people from within the community, and it's not even a huge number of people, right? For my blog, I have like 150 people that are subscribed to it, right? And then what I found out, which killed me, I found out yesterday, I was upgrading my blog. I was reading through the analytics that every month about 20 to 25, depending on the month when I publish something, I had like 50 subscribers, but it wasn't linked to my Google Drive. So I lost like 200 and something people that was signing up to my newsletter. I was like, holy Jesus Christ. And still, I earned, because of you guys, you contributed to one of my blogs, only one blog. I'm getting through you, just connecting through you. I got about $600, right, from you guys. $600. And I was like, I was telling my wife, right, I was like, I might just get $100 and shit for this. Let me just post it out there, just sharing it with the community. And I was shocked, man. I was like, damn, I still got it, right? And the community still supports me whenever I put something out there, right? And I was like, what more validation do you need than your own people respecting you? And this is at a different point, because I know all of us don't have that much money to be giving each other a lot of money, right? Especially within our community. We're not rich. We don't have generational wealth like that. We have each other. And that's one of the things that we got to do, right? Like the mutual aid, like we have nothing else right now. And especially when it comes to the government, when it comes to orgs, when it comes to the media, when it comes to every industry, we don't have anybody else. We only have each other. And the people that are in there, they're supposed to be for us. They don't do shit for us. They close the doors behind us behind them, they're like, nah, I can't put this person in here. I can't have more of my people in here because then it's just going to be like the browning and the blacking and darkening of a place. So I'm going to be a gatekeeper to my own people. And that's hysterical to me, man. I read all the studies. And you know what's funny about that? That a lot of those orgs, right? And a lot of the government, and there's some what you call that? There's some companies, right? The corporate America, that they donate a lot of money to make those studies. And those studies, even in those studies, they do say you're not doing shit for the community that you try to represent. When it comes to diversity and inclusion, they don't do shit. Those programs don't do shit. They don't even make an impact that they're supposed to be making. You know, they're just shields from criticism. You know what? From people like me. But I read those studies. I know what's up. You know, and I write about that shit, and that gets a lot of people angry. But at the end of the day, what the fuck are you doing, man? Why are you collecting our money in our name and you're not doing shit for our community? But anyway, I have some exciting news. I'm out here. I didn't want to be fucking here. I'm tired of the shit, this country, and the shit that that it puts us through. Especially, you know, we all go through that, right? We go through this bullshit that this country puts us through, right? Black and brown people. But it's fucking tiring, right? And some people can take that shit, right? Up to a point. Either they're in denial, or they have like a higher tolerance for putting up with shit. I'm not one of those people. I am not one of those people. I have hyper empathy. Look that up. Might be on the spectrum. Who knows? You know, because I thought hyper empathy was something that if you're on the spectrum, like you're not supposed to feel too much. You're not supposed to read people too much, right? But I have that shit. I'm pretty aware that I can read people, and I feel a lot for them, right? So one of the things that when people are like that, we feel the pain of other people, not just our pain, right? We carry our pain, and we carry the pain of our community deeply. And people like me, like, I don't want to deal with all this shit. I'm already tired of the shit that I'm going through. I'm in a rage. I don't want to be in that condition all the time. That's not good for your body. That's not good for your brain, for your soul, your heart. It just eats at you, right? It kills you slowly, sometimes fast, right? So I was like, and then you're carrying with your community to what they're going through, and that eats at you, man. And I was like, I don't want to deal with this shit. I don't want to be here. But they give you no options. So you got to take the road, or like, okay, I'm gonna take this road, but it's not gonna be how they like it. I'm gonna walk through it, but I'm not gonna do all the things that they're telling me to do. So I'm happy as hell that your contributions to the last blog helped me get an office here back. I had one like back in 2005, not 2005, about 5 years ago, 5 or 4 years ago. I have it's like a shared space, but you know, at least they're divided. It's a private office, so I don't have to deal with COVID and all the crazy people and shit. So I got it back because of you guys. I mean, they killed me with the deposit and shit. But I'm happy I have that space now that I can go and work from there and just keep writing, right? Keep writing, do some interviews for the podcast that I've been trying to do since forever, that you guys donated to. I collected about 4,000. I think it was almost 4. And that's really fucking impressive. That's really, like, I was shocked by that too, right? And I shouldn't be, because you guys are always coming through for me. And that's something you don't see. Listen, when I get paid, Politico offer me $500 to write an article for them, right? I got more money in my little magazine, my little website, 600 and something from you guys, more than an established magazine. Politico offered me not long ago. It was like 2 weeks ago, I think. They didn't take my essay, of course, because it was 2 weeks ago, I think, 2 or 3, because it was about In the Heights, and they reached out to me. Can you write something about politics and culture, and relate it to what's happening in the Heights? And I did just that, and that's what I posted up on my blog. I have that up already, and they turned it down because they were saying, you know, it's a lot more on the political side. They wanted me to speak about ¿cómo que se llama para allá? The Dominican dude, which I'm not really a fan of. and what he was doing. In the beginning, I was a fan of the guy, but I didn't know he was pulling some stunts, right, like every politician does, about how he's not accepted as an Afro-Latino, right? He's not accepted into the. He applied to both the Hispanic caucus, right, and the Black caucus, right, to both of them, and he wanted to be in both sides. And this guy, we never heard from this fucking guy talking about for Afro Latinos, right, for the Afro Latinx community. We never heard from this guy. So, but he's doing that after the fact because he wanted to get some power. So to me, that's like, bro, don't seek identities that are oppressed, just because you want to gain something from it. If you're not out here taking fighting for our communities, if you're not out here putting your name and your life and your career on the line for your people, don't use our people's name and identities and the way they treat us for your fucking benefit, man. Only for you and for you. Fuck you. So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna, this guy, if I write something like that, then I'm gonna say something that is not nice about him. And I think Rangel too. Rangel was hiding his Puerto Ricanness because he passed away. Did he pass away? I don't remember. I think he did. And he stepped down. And Rangel was in power for so many years, but he was within the African American community, and he denied that he was Puerto Rican. Like, that's another thing. Like, I get it. A lot of our people have to navigate a lot of spaces in order to be accepted, in order to survive. But there are things that, like, don't deny that you're Dominican, Puerto Rican, and I don't know. It's like, I'm not gonna place a lot of judgment in that. But in this time and age, like, you don't even mention that you're Afro-Latino, right? You're Dominican, which is obvious, like most Dominicans are black. And then you talk about now that you want to get in the Black caucus. I wasn't a fan of that. I'm sorry that I'm like deviating from the thing, for what I'm talking about. But yeah, man, I'm political. They did offer me 500. I'm like, because I was at a point when I started out that I was doing shit for, it wasn't exposure. I was doing it for our community, right? I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm not, as long as the message is out there, I don't really care. Because I do have a lot of friends in the media that they used to follow me. They were friends with me on Facebook, right? And that's how I started out. And it was before when Facebook started letting us post a lot of shit, right? Like paragraphs. And I used to post what I was thinking at the moment when it came to immigration and it came to the things that we were going through. And I was connecting that to the things that I was reading about, that I was studying, right? And a lot of my friends, they used a lot of my fucking things in the media, right? And they did help me out to an extent. My talking points. They always use my as a jump off to write articles and getting paid in different magazines about it, right? And then these motherfuckers, right? Because you got to be a motherfucker for that. They didn't even credit me, right? Like, they didn't even like hit you up. Yo, Caesar, I'm gonna write about that shit too. You got a paragraph. You got a message. So they can quote you on that. They like hardly any of them, they did that, right? But I luckily, like, one or two of them would say, Caesar, we want someone from outside of our business, of our entity, to write about this topic. So can you write about it? And I did, and it took off. It would take off of my writings in different magazines. They would get a lot of reaction, but I wasn't getting paid for it, right? And they did have the money for it, because I found out later on and shit. They're paying, was it Rick Sanchez and shit? I remember that. They're paying this guy between $5,000 to $1,000 just for one shitty ass article that nobody wants to read, that nobody reads, just because he knows the people in there, the white guys in power. And I was like, you know what, fuck it. That's just for the community. I don't care. But I'm like, nah, you gotta respect me and my name. So I'll be like, how much are you offering? You want me to write about that? Okay, what's your budget? Always ask for a budget. Don't. These people got fucking money. Always ask, especially those magazines. They're huge and they're known, right? They have money. They have money to pay writers. So that's one of the things that I start off with. Well, okay, thank you for reaching out to me. You know, how much do you offer per article? What's your for everybody else, not just you, right? Because they try to screw us. They'll pay us like $75, $100, 150, while they're paying these fucking white guys a grand or two or three just to write some shitty shit, right? Because it's always some bullshit that they're writing about. You know, nobody knows this community, this country and the world than us, than the oppressed. Because we have to survive this shit. We have to read what everybody else is thinking, and we have to study them just to survive in every space. So we know more about this world than them. Trust me. So she offered me $500, and I'm like, you know what, you know, I'll take it, I'll do it. They never took it, and they have to pay me like I forgot the name for that. Like when they turn you down, there's a name for that. And they did offer me like 250 just to the cancellation thing. I've never heard of that before. That was like recently, you know. I'm like, oh shit, they'll pay you to cancel your own work? I didn't know that shit. And I'm getting paid more in the when they cancel it than what other magazines are offering me for my work. Right? And I'm like, you know what? You just post it to your blog. You make it way more money with your own community than these magazines, right? They have a ton of fucking money, millions of dollars. But it's cool, man. So now I'm excited. I'm gonna be out there. I'm here. You know, I'm excited about the support that you guys are giving me. Hopefully it continues. You know, I know if you're like under no obligation. Those are one of the things that I always say. But I appreciate what you guys are doing for me, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited of what's to come. You know, I'm not gonna let those grants turn me down, like get me down. But you know, sometimes you do get upset. I'm not gonna lie about it. You do it like you deny me, and then you see the people that they picked. It's always some people. You know, I don't want to talk shit about people from the community, but sometimes you gotta do shit, talk shit about people from the community, and those people are the safe people. Those other people are not gonna go in there. They're like, "Oh, thank you for what you did. Thank you for giving me this." You gotta be grateful. You gotta thank. But once you're in there, you gotta be like, "Yo, what's happening with our people, man? What's happening with our people?" You know, don't just be grateful to those people, man. That money's yours. That money is supposed to go to you. Don't just be grateful to these people. And just get more of our people in there, and just keep on supporting each other, man. That's all I gotta say about that. I gotta go. I'll do another live soon. I'll talk to you guys. I love you. And thank you so much for your support. Let's get it.